Alright, this is studio session 1. Yeah. First YouTube video. First studio session YouTube video. I'm just gonna make like a classic Young MC style beat. And I know I'm not nearly famous enough to be saying there's something called a Young MC style beat, but I don't care. The sound I usually go for is like a dark sounding, but not like dark like evil, like dark like mysterious, I guess. Dark, a little bit like psychedelic type of vibe, you know? Yeah. So I just lay down some chords first. Yeah, I like that one. And that's pretty much like the foundation of it. So yeah, and that sets like the tone for it. So that's usually what I do first. All right, so this is what I came up with. So I did like chord. Usually when I do chords, I have like 4 notes in each, right? You see 4 notes in each, but and over here and over here, I added like higher notes as like a little top melody just to make it sound more interesting. And this is how it sounds. Other than the chords, that's like the main like center of everything, and then I'll add like a couple other sounds. So for this, I'm probably gonna add like this distorted sound, which sounds like I usually change up the sounds a bit too, right? So there we go. Like it's just meant to blend in, you know, just add like a little extra texture. And there's like another sound that I like to use for like this type of distorted sound. Yeah. So I'm just gonna do like a similar thing, right? Not exactly the same though, because I just don't. There has to be variation, but it could be like super subtle, right? It's like that's what I'm pretty much doing. Variation, but making it very subtle. So this I'll add like extra saturation, which will make it distorted, you know, same thing. Not same thing, but for the purposes of this, yeah, it's the same thing. Oh, that sounded. What was that? Okay, yeah. See how it sounds like distorted and like weird, honestly. Like it does sound weird, I'll admit, but see, it just like blends in. That's the main melody, right? And then I'll add like a cool sounding bass, which is pretty much, I have it saved as a preset. Like I made this sound, which is, I'll admit, it's like not, if you know sound design, it's not very complex to make, but it's like a sound that I use a lot, so I just saved it as a preset. Same with like pretty much all these sounds. But yeah, every like bass I use is pretty much just a variation of this, right? And so I'll change it from song to song, but it's pretty much this. But for this one, I think I'll just keep it as it is. I'll just make it quieter. Okay, and this is gonna sound weird while I'm doing it, but I usually like to add like some higher notes too. And I especially want to do it for this one because this one's gonna be like a kind of bouncy type of beat. But okay, it'll all come together. See? That's nice. I like that. I like that. So usually okay, this will be like a nice little intro, right? Have it play without the bass first, then with the bass, and then the drums come in next. So I'll make the drums now, yeah. Alright, so I added in the like sounds of the drums that I'm gonna use, right? Just pretty much the basic drums. I have 2 hi-hats though, 2 different ones. One open hi-hat, one reverse open hi-hat. 808 of course. And yeah, like a rim sound. If you don't know what those sounds are, I mean, it doesn't really matter. The second hi-hat, I'll explain why I added that app like later. So I'll mute it first, so I can just explain it later. Once I'll explain it and I'll unmute it at the very end when I finish all the other drums. But it'll make sense. It'll make sense. Okay. Alright, so this is a hi-hat pattern I came up with. This whole vibe, I'm going for like a bouncy type of vibe, right? So for snare, typically you would go like on the 3rd beat, right? But if you're going on the 2nd and 4th, it kind of gives like a more bouncy vibe, right? So with the hi-hat, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, it has like that bounce to it. Nah, but my dream last night was actually so weird. Like, it was like in my kitchen, but like, you know the show Shark Tank, where it's like the investors and someone comes in and presents their idea, like business idea, to basically get money, right? For like as an investment for their business, right? So for some reason, it was like Shark Tank in my, like at my dining table. There was like someone sitting across from. I was the only shark too. I was the only investor. I'm actually gonna change this. Yeah, so I was the only one for some reason. So it was like some girl presenting her idea sitting across from me, and I was sitting at one end of the table. And in my head, I'm like wondering, like, why am I here? Like, I'm not a billionaire. Like, I can't invest in this business. And she was asking for like 200K. So I was like, I'm not investing in this business. Like, I don't even know why I'm here. But I didn't want to like say that out loud, just in case. Like, I was just trying to put up the whole front. Like, oh no, I'm a billionaire. Like, yeah, I belong here. Like, and my plan was just say I don't like the idea, so then I don't have to invest, and it doesn't look like I don't have the money. Like, I'll still seem like a billionaire, but it'll just seem like I don't like the idea. Like, it'll be easy, right? So she presents her idea, and I'm like about to be like, oh yeah, I mean, it's a good idea, but whatever, just give all this excuse just so I don't have to invest. But then she's just like, before I say anything, she's just like, so will that be cash or credit? What does that even mean? I mean, I know what it means, but like in this case, like, what do you mean, will it be cash or credit? This is Shark Tank, man. And like, I just panic. Like, I just freeze. I didn't expect that at all. I'm like, what do you mean? I don't have this kind of money. So I'm like, let me be right back. And I just run, like, upstairs, right, to my room. Because that was taking place, like, whatever, dining table, right? I run upstairs to my room. And I'm like, oh, what do I do? What do I do? And I open Chat GPT to start searching, like, basically what to do in that situation. I didn't want to come across as not being a billionaire. I just wanted to keep the whole act up. But I also wanted to not break my bank. So, yeah. And, yeah, so but I get distracted within like half a second. Like, I don't even think I opened ChatGPT. I just was immediately on TikTok. But I wasn't even watching TikToks. I was literally just like changing my profile picture. I don't even know why. Like when I woke up I was so confused, but I was just changing my profile picture and I remember like zooming in and like cropping the picture. It was so weird. Like I was just like getting annoyed. I was like, why isn't it like cropping the way I want to crop it? Like why is it not working? And not even caring about the whole billionaire business or like Shark Tank thing. Like the dream just ended after that. It was just me like zooming in and cropping my profile picture. And when I woke up I was like, what was that? Like why did I, you know what I mean? Like they always say, like people always say, like dreams have like a meaning or whatever, right? But it's just like there's no way that has a meaning. Like it they're like, oh, dreams say something about you. It says something about your life. What could this have possibly been telling me? Like I don't even want to think about it. Yeah, I don't know why I just told that whole story when I'm just making a beat. I'm like speed running this beat, right? Like I'm speed running these drums. It's crazy. Cause I had an idea before, right, of how I want the drums to sound. That's why I was able to just tell a whole story while I make this beat, right? I just thought it'd be more interesting, especially for people who aren't like that interested in just beat making, right? Okay. Normally I would never put a kick like on the third beat because I hate, some songs do this where the snare hits at the same time as the snare is always on the third beat, right? Not always, but like most of the time in every song, that's how it is. It's a snare or a clap on the third beat. And I hate when they put the kick and the snare at the same time. It happens in a couple songs, but I just like that Drake song "Feel No Ways." I love this song, but I hate that the fact that the kick hits with the snare at the same time. Like I actually, if I could change the song, that's the only thing I'd change. But the good thing is that I'm putting my snares on the 2 and the 4 now. So I can put a kick on the 3 and it really just adds like a unique kind of balance to it because there's rarely a kick and snare at the same time. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. Alright, 808. Favorite part. Psych, not my favorite part at all. I hate this part. Like 808s could make or break the whole beat. To be honest. Alright, so that was like without and with the 808. I think it sounds clean, isn't it? I don't want the 808 too loud. Like in a lot of songs, the 808 is super loud, which it suits the song, like in those songs, right? Like don't get me wrong. But in this one, I want the kick to stand out, right? When you make the 808 louder, it really like kind of outshines the kick. And yeah. Just add some sidechain compression really quick. So first, let me just do this like little intro. Just the melody, then like the bass plus some drums, not all the drums. What is happening? Yeah, so just these drums and this bass sound that we did before. Yeah, like you see how this really adds like that fast faster, more bounce. Like here it's like, and I would say it's done, but I just suddenly had an idea to add something else. So basically it's gonna be like a little quick thing right here, and it'll play in here too. So everything else is just meant to be subtle, and this is just supposed to be like a little gateway into whatever this is. Yeah, so this is all of them. I have 3, 4, but for the fourth one I have it low and high at the same time. That's clean, that's clean. Okay. Yeah, to be honest, I think that's it. Yeah, I'm gonna call it Medusa. I don't know when I'll drop it, but Medusa coming soon. Not soon. Medusa coming at some point, yeah.